Welcome, everyone, to this episode of Unavoidable-Adventures in Aging, where Sue and Shan, two Midwest, past middle-aged sisters, discuss the good, the bad, and the ugly of aging. With a little humor, a little heart, and occasionally a little frustration, we'll explore the unavoidable adventures we experience as we move into our golden years. Yeah, golden years, my ass. Just a note to our listeners, this podcast reflects the opinions and experiences of Sue and Shan. The main purpose of this podcast is intended to entertain. Welcome, everybody, to this week's episode of Unavoidable-Adventures in Aging. Last week, we had promised the ending of Theo of Golden, and we had just done our family days, and so we wanted to do a show that our family helped with. So that's what we did. And we're still trying to decide whether we want to do the rest of them all as or as the ending. I guess we can still talk about that.
We'll have to talk about that.
Yeah.
So we got through half of the everything you ever wanted to know about aging but were afraid to ask.
Yes.
In our last episode. So we still have 6 or 7 more, and we just haven't decided. We had a couple ideas. We were thinking about just doing one a week and getting through the rest, and then we thought, we could do a whole new
I suppose it'll be how on the ball we are in getting next week's episode put together. What do you think?
That's usually it.
I think
right
so.
There, that's it.
Yes.
Okay.
When we did our first show on Theo of Golden by Allen Levi, it was just a general book report about the book and what it meant to us, and we kind of highlighted different parts of it. There's so much to this book.
There's so much.
And that's one of the big reasons we had to do another episode. But the other reason was the ending is so emotional, and we didn't want to ruin it for anybody. So still, if you haven't finished the book and you're reading it, turn us off right now.
Yes.
Because we are going to talk about the ending.
We don't want to spoil anything for anybody.
No, because that was a comment we got from our sister-in-law, Barb, was that she had been reading the book and just, I don't know what she was listening to. It just kind of came out of the blue that she heard the ending of it on something else. And it just really ruined it for her. So anyway, so that's where we are. And I wanted to start out and talk about, I was looking at a couple things today. And Allen Levi has his own website. And it's all small letters, allenlevi.com. And when you open it up, it's got about him and the different things that he's written. I also watched a video of him talking about his favorite part of the book.
Ooh.
And like he said, like you and I have said, like everybody said, it's so hard to choose a favorite. But in addition to being an attorney, he was also a judge for a while.
Really?
Yes. So the story he chose was, what was the man who was in his family was in a car wreck, his wife died, his daughter was in the hospital. What was that guy's name?
Lamisha, and his name is Kendrick.
Kendrick, yes.
Kendrick Whitaker.
Kendrick. In the book, Kendrick is brought before the judge, and the judge asks him, what do you want to happen to this man? Yeah. And
the man being the one that hit
his
wife and daughter, where the wife was killed and the daughter was injured.
Exactly.
And so it's that man has come to trial.
And Levi says that when he was a judge, he had a case that was very similar.
Oh.
And so that's what made him tie that into this. It's so hard to judge other people.
Yes.
But the judge asks Kendrick, what do you want done? This man killed your wife. He injured your daughter, completely changed your life. And Kendrick says, because has he met the man or just knows his story too?
I think it's an arraignment. So the man comes in to the courtroom, and I think that's when he says, because he was undocumented.
Yes.
And he gets caught, he's sent back, and then he immediately takes off from wherever he was to get back to this area where his daughter and his wife are. And he was driving late at night, and he was tired, and he fell asleep.
And that's what happened. And when Kendrick heard this man's story, that he also had a small daughter at home. And their situations are very similar as far as,
age of the family.
Husband, wife, small child. And I believe Kendrick is saying he's suffered enough.
Yes.
He will, just like I, will never forget my daughter and what happened to her. Neither will that man.
And Kendrick even says, I would have done the same thing. I would have done whatever I needed to do to get back to my family.
To my family first.
So in that instance, I don't know what happened in real life, but they end up giving him time served. And yet he's still undocumented, so he was going to have to deal with that part of it, but they gave him time served.
Yes. So I thought that was just so interesting. And I think we find that, too, that the author, when he first started thinking about doing this book, he had been in a similar situation, went into a coffee shop. There are these portraits on the wall. He buys them. But for him, the purpose was to see if he could do a true character study. Could he develop this character? Could he give them a background story? And that's how he used the portraits.
Yes.
So much of what's in the book reflected what the author was doing at the time.
Okay.
Yeah.
He said he didn't get too many of them done because they were very time-consuming.
Yes. And just the whole way that it was all published, after a while, he got frustrated, I think, and set it all aside.
Yeah.
He wasn't sure. Because this was his attempt to see if he could, in fact, write a fiction book.
He actually calls it a long fiction story. I heard him say that at the end of the book, a long fiction story. So even when he did it, he wasn't giving himself credit that he could write a book.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
I think so.
Because then did he self-publish it?
He did. And that's where it really took off.
Yeah.
I read a couple top novels of the year, and I didn't see his. I thought his would be number one everywhere, but maybe people keep reading it, pass it on, have all your friends read it, and it should be number one because it is. And also on this website, when he first meets Amisha, who is the little girl that we were just talking about. She's in the hospital. She's had severe injuries to her legs, lots of operations, so much going on. And Theo goes to the hospital to meet her. And in fact, I think he visits her quite often after that. But he tells her the story of the Princess of Titalamish. Okay. And I looked up the pronunciation again. The Princess of Titalamish. And it's the one about, is it shoes, that everybody wears blue shoes except this one little girl who wears red?
That's a true story?
It's a true story.
Current story.
And and if you go to his website, he reads that story.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh, how cool. Okay.
So I thought that was cool too, because that was one of the areas that I marked in the book, was when he was getting to meet this little girl and made such a difference in her recovery.
And because then he helps her, in the book, he helps her with reading.
Yes.
And they even do some math. So he's helping her to get caught up with school because she hasn't been able to go to school. So he's quite the mentor to the whole family.
He is, to all of them. But anyway, that was my extra that I wanted to put in as far as going to his website. And also, did I mention he also does music? He did music
said that
too.
To me. Yeah.
And I didn't take the time to. He's got quite a few songs there. Oh. And I don't know if they're all instrumental, but that's something I want to go back and do, is listen to his music.
Oh.
And those interviews with him, he's just Theo, as far as he's just this laid back Southern guy, just somebody you'd really want to meet and talk to.
And you would talk to.
Oh, yes.
He would make sure you talked.
He would draw you.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So those were my extras. And I know you've got a lot.
So I also want to, and we did before too, the narrator, because we both did the audiobook. Tim did the audiobook.
I think Shelley ended up doing the
audiobook. She ended up doing the audio. And for us, oh my gosh, the characters really came to life.
They did.
When he did that, he has a very good accent for Theo, who's originally from Portugal, And so that just created for me such a picture of everything that it was. So I'm happy I listened to it. Now, at the same time, Shelley had a friend who said she had to read the book because she tried listening and the voice of Theo kept putting her to sleep.
Oh. He's just calming and
It was a calm voice, always fairly monotone kind of voice.
Because as we've talked, we just don't take the time.
We don't.
To read with our eyes anymore.
So I don't think I had anything else that I can think of on him, on the author.
Because I know we were going to talk about Christmas.
The Christmas gifts that he gives.
The Christmas gifts.
Yes.
And the notes. I had marked part of that in my book here. Let's see.
Yeah, so he gets called away. Through the entire book, you don't know who he is. You suspicion he is a man of money just because he doesn't have to worry about buying the portraits. He doesn't have to worry about buying the Christmas gifts that he does.
Or his living expenses. Anything. He just has it.
So you know he has some money. And so he gets called away, and I'm not sure exactly why he got called away.
Let's see.
He goes back to New York, which
is
his last living place.
Yeah. Duty called, and there were matters that could only be handled in New York.
Okay.
None terribly urgent, but all in need of Theo's close attention.
So he had already bought Christmas gifts for the friends that he's created, this group of friends.
This family.
Oh, my gosh. Out of the most unlikely characters.
Yes.
You don't ever think that these people would be a group, but they are because of Theo. So he buys gifts, and of course, Ellen's gift, and Ellen is, somebody calls her homeless, and she said, I'm not homeless. At different times she does say she's homeless, but she says, I just live differently, or something to that. And I thought, that's exactly right.
Yeah.
So she is the creator of featherwood, which is a piece of wood that she's created so that as you're out walking and you see a feather from a bird on the ground, you would pick that up and you would put it into the proper hole of your feather wood.
Yeah.
And it would just, decorate this piece of wood.
And I envision like a piece of driftwood or
That's
something.
what I was thinking too.
That has lots of holes in it.
Yeah, very unique piece of wood. That's exactly what I was thinking too. So for the gift that Theo gives her, it's a saw, a foldable saw, a cordless drill. There wasn't something else.
Let's see. A foldable handsaw, a compact cordless sander and drill. And a wood burner.
And a wood burner so she can put her logo on there. Oh, and it talks about how she gets the gift and she spends several days packing and unpacking because he wanted to make sure that it was all compact. So she put it on her bike.
Yes.
The Noble Invention, which is the name of her bike. She had to be able to charge it, her tools, carry them on her bike, and do her thing.
Do the work. Yeah.
And I just love, maybe that's a little bit of me because the organizing and packing, unpacking, that's my craft room. Is I do as much reorganizing as I do anything.
And looking around, guys, you would not. Everything has its place. And you and Ellen would get along really well. And the note that went with that, in the future, perhaps you could make some of your featherwood pieces available for sale. I think many people would enjoy having one of their own.
Then he gives Simone, who is the cello player, a bow. And it must be a very top-notch, sought-after bow for the cello. And then another one of his friends, which is Tony, the bookstore owner, he's always telling everyone he's going to close next week because he hadn't made any money. He's going to have to file bankruptcy and close next week. Mm-hmm. But Theo gives Tony port, which is a exclusive type of a wine, a very special type of wine that comes from Portugal. And he gives him, I don't know if you noticed this, it's from 1969. 8.
His last combat,
which is also
in
when,
Vietnam.
At one point in their conversations, Tony says, "What's the best cup of coffee you ever had?"
That's right.
And Theo says, "What's the best cup of coffee?" And Tony said, "It was a little dive, but I was back in the United States. Best cup of coffee I ever had."
Yeah.
And so that's also why he gives him that port. And the other thing, too, that he gave him was a first edition signed book by Hemingway.
Really?
Yes.
Now, that one I don't remember either.
I know it.
Oh, there it is. It was a book, a signed first edition, Ernest Hemingway, an extravagance with a note. If all else fails and you have no choice, sell this for cash to keep the doors open for just one more week.
Yeah.
He signs it The Godfather because Tony calls him like he's some kind of mafia person.
He's real sure he's part of the Godfather of the Mafia, and that's why he's in Golden. He's hiding or something from all
and that's why he has all that.
He's always given everybody a story to go with.
Yeah. And he sends quite a letter, I won't read the whole thing, to Asher. And if you remember, Asher is because this comes up at the end of the book, people.
Sure does.
Asher is the artist who has painted all these portraits.
Yes.
So do you want to get to the end and talk a little bit about that? Or what else did you have? I wanted to write down a few quotes. And it's just like everything else in the book. There's so many important, memorable, heart-wrenching quotes that I just had a hard time with stopping the backside of my piece of paper. Okay.
But so when we come to the end, there is one that I'll do. But the one that's in my mind all the time, motion is lotion. Ellen said, motion is lotion when she takes
for your
Tony.
arthritic knees.
Yes,
okay,
when she takes Tony on a bike ride.
Yes.
Motion is lotion, she says. Motion is lotion. And there's no truer word.
Oh, yeah.
There is no truer word.
Got it.
Keep moving, people like us.
Yeah.
Keep moving.
And one I remember from the beginning of the book that I wrote down, not all young people know what it's like to be old, but every old person knows what it's like to be young.
Oh, wow.
And that was early in the book, and I thought, yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
Because we get stuck in our memories and our nostalgia sometimes.
That one, if we do a second segment of everything you were afraid to ask about aging, we could add that because that's so true.
It is.
It's so true. And that's why I think our family, they all had such deep, most of them were such deep questions or concerns because you don't know what it's like to be old when you're young.
That's right. And I think so much of whoever's depression, anxiety comes from, again, I used to be somebody.
Oh, absolutely. We can go ahead. We kind of twinkle-toed around it last time we did this of not doing the ending. And when you start talking about Asher, I think it's time for us to come to the ending of it. Okay, what are you going to say? How are we going to do?
Where do we
start?
There's
so much.
Because some really important characters here towards the end. Theo, of course, and Ellen. And, by the way, we've heard that his next book is going to be called Ellen.
Ellen.
Where hopefully he'll talk about her and why she was who she was. So be on the lookout for that. I didn't notice that on his website. But Ellen and who's the bass?
Simone.
Simone. Is
the cellist.
The cellist.
So they're a big part of the end of the book.
Because I didn't go back and read, why was it he was out on his balcony?
Okay, so
Theo is out on his balcony.
Simone had his doctoral concert.
Oh, yes.
And, of course, that in itself is so beautiful. And one part of that is that Theo is telling Lamisha that all these notes are inside that violin.
Oh, my golly.
And when he starts playing it,
she'll
be able to see.
Yes.
It was such a beautiful thing. But everything happens because then Simone's family wasn't going to be there, but Theo had brought them, so they bring them on stage. And then Simone, the cellist, Kendrick sings, and...
got that.
He plays the guitar. What's his name? On the Street Corners, plays the guitar.
Basil?
Yes, those three do a song just for Theo.
Yes, that they have written for him.
For him.
Yeah.
I would love to hear that song.
Oh, me too.
And so they go through all of it. And then, and then Asher also does a portrait of Simone.
Oh, that's right.
For his family.
Yes, that's
right. So
right.
there's so much going on.
Yes.
They've all had such a wonderful time. And everybody heads home. And Ellen is by the fountain, the fetter,
Yes.
and she is singing, and 3 men coming from the bar, very drunk,
Yes.
decide they should steal her hat. And of course, her hat has the feathers in it and whatnot. And so they start to attack her, and she's screaming. Simone is walking back to his apartment from being with his parents after the concert. And so he's trying to help her.
Yes.
And Theo hears the commotion.
Yes.
Because his apartment looks onto where the fountain is. And so...
And he's second or third floor up.
Third floor up, I think, at least.
Yeah. And there's just a small balcony.
And a short railing.
Yes.
And Mr. Ponder says, I wasn't going to rent it because it's not up to code. This railing on the balcony is not up to code, and da-da-da-da-da. But he goes ahead and does rent it to Theo. And Theo is trying to holler, stop, please stop.
Yes.
And, of course, they're hearing nothing because these men at this point, they're throwing the bicycle. One of them is stomping on the back of Simone's hand.
And this is the cellist.
Yes.
That's his
They
life.
take the cello and they just absolutely destroy it and then throw it into the fountain. And Theo is hollering, please stop, please stop. And Theo falls over the railing.
Yes, to his death.
To his death.
And yeah, because I think I knew all along that we were going to find out how he died or whatever, that he died. I never expected, because the whole book is so peaceful and so calming, and to have it end so violently.
Now remember, it's not completely peaceful. Do you remember the one portrait that he's trying to give? And it's the boyfriend, the jealous boyfriend comes and just is screaming at him, thinking that he's trying to flirt with the girlfriend, because that's who the portrait's of. And he stomps on it and he breaks the glass and everything else on that portrait. So we do meet that guy. That's not a good guy.
Yeah.
And Simone runs to get some help. And, of course, he gets to the street, and there's 2 people that are actually standing there looking at Theo, who's on the ground.
Yes.
And they don't even realize that something else was going on at the fountain.
Yeah.
Oh.
And don't they throw his cello and everything into the fountain?
Into the fountain. Everything ended up in the fountain.
And it was such a special cello.
Was it his grandmother had passed away and
Something
left him
like
money? And that's when he bought his own cello. And so it was the first thing that he owned was that cello. Otherwise, he'd always borrowed a cello.
Oh, and no matter who you talk to. And I know with me, because I was listening to the book at this point, and I just had to turn it off and just sit there.
Yeah.
And because you know, when these 3 thugs come up and you're going, in my head, I'm going, no, 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 no. And the other part about that is they never find who these 3 guys are. They never do.
No. I just have to know that karma is a bitch, and it'll come to them. Then, is that when they do, it is, because then, of course, word gets out that Theo has died. And now we start to learn who Theo is. And he is a very, very famous artist.
Yeah, because there's a story in one of the New York papers.
Yes.
Reclusive genius leaves behind prized collection. And his name was actually Gamez Theophilus Zilaves, also known as Zila. And that's what the world knew him as. And by world, I mean he was huge in the art world.
Yes.
So well known from all over.
And had a huge foundation. He had bucks, big bucks.
Yeah.
The only person who knew who he was all along was Mr. Ponder. Because when Theo first goes to Mr. Ponder, he explains to Mr. Ponder that he had met Mr. Ponder's father because he had business he was trying to do with his father, which then ties in to the end of the book. And you're going to give that away at this.
Yeah, and there's the article that was written about him, and it tells more about his story and about his daughter who had died, and his wife, and he never remarried after that. It says his great fondness for rivers resulted in a 1998 collection of 15 canvases entitled The River Suite. Wherever he moved, he would always find a place that was near the river because it was a special connection he had to his daughter who had died. And yes, we find out that he is actually Archer's father.
Yes.
He knew his mother years and years ago. And there was a picture in Archer's house that said something like, me painting you and you painting me.
Yeah, it was me painting you, painting me.
Yes.
And they had each done it. The mother and Theo, the biological father, when he was like a grad student and she was an artist, and they fell in love. But Zila, Theo, became famous and he thrived on that, and she left.
She wanted the simple life back, and he had taken fame to the ends, and she didn't want that.
Gosh, there's so much in this book.
Oh,
it's so hard.
Golly, it
is so hard to talk about everything that's in this book. It just...
Yep. And I was trying to bring in again, just all of that about his funeral. And
I've got part of that I wrote down because...
that quote that you were talking about.
Yes. Okay, so this was Father Lundy.
Okay.
Where they had the service for Theo because they do take Theo's body back and he's buried next to his daughter.
Oh, yeah.
But they have a service. And of course, the service itself, it's his circle of friends are the ones in the front row.
Yes.
And
they play the song that they had written for him.
Fodder for Theo, if I'm saying that right. And of course, the noble invention is up front at the altar.
Yes.
And so this is Father Lundy. It was so beautiful. So he said, he talked about the journey of Jesus joining the two from Jerusalem to Emmaus.
Oh, yeah.
And he talked about that, about how Jesus was among them, but they didn't know who he was.
Oh.
And so he was kind of comparing Theo to them, everybody in Golden. And so he said, is it that one? Father Lundy allowed the phrase to linger in silence for a few seconds before he returned. We all walk roads of various descriptions in life, the long and the winding road, the road to ruin, easy street, the road less traveled. Along the way, there are questions, there is news, there are concerns and fears and uncertainties that furrow our brows, trouble our souls, and break our hearts. Death terrifies many of us. But God, in his sublime goodness, has always sent others, mysterious others, to walk with us, prophets, preachers, friends, teachers, artists, storytellers, wives, husbands, children, songbirds and rivers, even hardships and loss, to help us see clearly. They are one who makes our hearts burn within us, who call us out of our indifferences, our lethargic...
Our lethargy.
Thank you. Our death and defeat. They call us to be fully alive, or at least more alive than we were before we met them. And Theo, for a year, he was in our midst, and now looking back, can't we say that when we were with him, our hearts burned within us, our souls stood on tiptoe, our eyes recognized something good and true, and our minds could believe, if not fully, then ever so slightly, that love and heaven and forgiveness are the most real things that we can know in this world.
And then I was trying to, how did it come in? Remember the journalist?
Oh, yes.
Because he told her that at the end she would have the full story.
She would have the full story, and she received it in a letter from him.
Okay.
And she chose not to write.
Oh, that's right.
What she did do, though, was to go back and interview all the people who had received a portrait themselves from Theo.
Yeah.
And so that's what she ends up writing about. And I think maybe she even wrote a book or something, it says in there. But no, she chose not to tell the story of Theo.
Because I knew she came back, and I couldn't remember where it was.
And I can't remember if this was the father at the church that said this, but this one to me, to everyone else, he was Zila the famous. To us, he was Theo the familiar. To everyone else, he was Zila the wealthy. To us, he was Theo the generous. To some, he was Zila the headline. To us, he is Theo the friend. To some, he was Zila the preyed upon. To us, he was Theo the prayed for. To some, he was Zila the mysterious recluse. To us, he will always be the face of heaven.
Oh, my golly. That's a good place to end this, I think. So people, please read this book. It is so touching, and so much is in it. I still don't think we've done it justice.
We have not done it justice.
Even with 2 episodes. But I think quite a few people have read it, have enjoyed it. They're telling others to read it. And
I'm going to pass mine on to my friend Kim because she is a loyal library patron.
Oh, good.
But she can't get the book. It's always already checked out.
Now
so I said, when I'm done with mine, Kim, I'll let you have mine and you can read it.
Good.
And of course, it was needed.
Yes.
Wasn't it needed?
It was. Oh. And I think even in his interview, he says that, without referring to what's going on in the world. When did we say this was written? 2000?
Just last year. Didn't it come out in 2005?
Let's see. 2005 would have been 20 years ago.
Oh, jeez. 2025.
Okay. 2023.
Oh, is when
it came out.
Okay.
So without referring to anything that was going on in the world, he just felt that it was something that people needed.
Yeah.
Something positive, something encouraging, something...
Oh, so many things.
Thank you, Theo of Golden. And thank you, Allen Levi.
And David Morse.
Yes.
And also to Nora and Barb for suggesting that I read the book. That was you and Tim and
And I think that we
Shelley?
brought that out last time. Nora is a golfing friend of yours. Barb is our sister-in-law.
Yeah.
They've never met. They live a state apart, completely different interests and so forth. And yet each one of them in the same day. Had mentioned to Shan, you've got to read this book.
Yes.
So that was
wild.
That was a sign.
It was.
Thank you to those two ladies.
As you read Theo of Golden, please send us anything you want to send us. Send us your favorite character. Send us your favorite quote. Just let us know that you read the book and you enjoyed it too.
Yeah.
You can send an email, unavoidableaging@gmail.com. It's all one long word, unavoidableaging@gmail.com. We have a website as well, which is unavoidable.life. And if you're not already listening to us, you can find us on any of your podcast apps. We upload to Podbean every Friday afternoon. Please remember to like, share, subscribe, follow, click, thumbs up,
love,
all those things.
Hug. Yeah.
Hug, yeah. That's what we want. We want hugs.
Smiley face.
Yeah.
Yeah. And be on the lookout for his next book. If we hear anything more about it,
we will let you know. Absolutely.
Enjoy your life. Laugh at yourself. Embrace the power of your aging. And remember, you're not knucking futz. You're just aging. Very good.
And I have nothing for you to eat for supper tonight.
Then I'll just go home because I did go to the grocery store today.
Yay,
so I've got something.
Once you got your license plate renewed?
Yes, I let my tags expire for almost a month. And
now you're legal.
Now I'm legal and I'm driving again. And I don't know why it was over the weekend. I didn't want to take the car out. I've been driving for almost a month. Why did I think they knew all of a sudden
that they would come after you?
That's right.
Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.